Monorants, the only boys rewatch podcast that took 2 whole podcasts just to say, that orgy was a bit tame, eh?
Yeah, it wasn't great.
I'm one of your hosts and jack of all trades, Mono, and with me is my co-host and master of none, Kira.
Hello.
So here it is, guys, the penultimate podcast about the penultimate episode of hopefully not the penultimate 3rd season of The Boys.
Well, it's hardly the penultimate podcast, in fairness. We're probably going to talk about
of this season. Oh yeah, we're going to do a wrap.
Yeah.
You fucking ruined it.
Uh-huh.
I just wanted to say penultimate a lot, and you had to come in and ruin it. Thanks. But today we are going to be ranting about episode 7, Here Comes the Candle to Light Your Way to Bed. As usual, spoilers ahead for the comics, and the usual blatant lie that we'll try and keep it short this time.
That's never gonna happen.
No, we'll do our best. It's not really a lie, but...
I don't try.
No, yeah, it is a blatant lie. Who am I kidding? Who am I kidding?
Yeah.
So our director for this episode was Sarah Boyd, and the writer was Paul Gralong, both of whom we have seen before, so I'm not going to go into any massive detail because that's what IMDb is for.
Well, that's what I'm currently trawling through at the moment, looking at the cast for this, because I recognised Teen Lenny, and it turns out he's in a load of other shit.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he's in Shadowhunters. He was actually on this in a flashback before. As Lenny.
Yeah. In what season, or in episode 1?
Yeah, he was Max Lightwood in Shadowhunters. He's only in like 8 episodes of it, but he was like only 12 or so when he was in it.
That means nought to me, I'm afraid.
No, I liked him in that. It's good. It's cool to see him in other stuff. He's really good.
I know he was really good in this. In particular, the end scene when he's like directly confronting adult Billy. Yeah. That's fucking great.
No, it's fun to watch him progress as he gets older. He's going to be a real top talent actor.
Well, I mean, just going off what I saw of him today, totally agree.
Yeah, he was fucking brilliant in Shadowhunters. And
as to the rest of this episode, it was an excellent episode.
Oh, yes.
No issues with marketing overhyping things this week.
No, nothing that made me...
Didn't get the hashtag, the boys strike back hashtag, because...
Was there striking back?
Well, the boys, as a group, didn't do much of anything together this episode.
No, if anything,
and
they
Soldier
made
Boy
things
did a
worse.
Soldier Boy did an awful lot of striking. And he did a little bit as well.
Did they make it better? Or did they make it worse?
I put the fires out.
You made them worse.
But, yeah, I mean, that was just a small thing. It was an excellent episode.
Yes.
Weird hashtag aside.
Yeah.
Yeah, really, really enjoyed it. And again, kind of like last season, you can see that things are very much coming to a head. All parties have kind of thrown their hats in the ring, even Vic to a degree.
Yeah, well, got to see a little bit more of Vic's ulterior motive. She's very much out on her own now because Edgar would have shielded her.
Yeah.
A lot. Well, we saw that. He cleaned up for her. He cleaned up that alleyway for her after she boofed that guy.
But her motives can wait until a little bit later when we get onto her.
Okay.
We go for our normal...
What?
Summary.
Yes.
And then we can get into great detail. Butcher, Hughie and Soldier Boy attempt to track MindStorm, which leads to a flashback for Butcher, a realisation for Hughie, a revelation for Soldier Boy, and a grisly end for MindStorm. Homelander is publicly on the attack against Annie and inwardly falling apart, but on the horizon is maybe everything he ever wanted. And while the rest of the boys try to figure out how to deal with all of this, we find the long hidden truth of Black Noir. He's a Disney princess.
Yes he is.
I loved everything to do with Black Noir in this episode.
Yeah.
It was great. Well, one small, tiny exception.
What?
Irving?
No, Irving makes sense. If he
I just wasn't expecting Irving any more than I was expecting Ben.
No, but Irving makes sense because when you see him in the Nicaragua flashback, he is an Irving. He comes across as an Irving. He's very straight laced, and he was like good in school, and he's an Irving. I don't know how to describe it, but he is, and especially then when he gets like all the praise and stuff after his horrible brain injury.
Yeah, but in fairness, everybody gets a name in.
He's the socially awkward bee.
Holy shit, he is Irving, the socially awkward bee.
Hi guys!
You wanna go do some stuff? Now that is a fucking reference for nobody.
That's because it doesn't exist on YouTube.
You can't even find it anymore.
It's not even on Newgrounds anymore. Does Newgrounds even exist anymore?
I do not know.
If anyone knows who Irving the socially awkward bee is, like fair fuck to you.
But everybody in the series that didn't get names in the comics is getting names. Like, the female was always just a female. Frenchie was always just Frenchie.
Yeah.
MM was always just MM, but it's Marvin, it's Kimiko,
Serge.
it's Serge.
Yeah.
And they're all back together this episode.
Yay!
Finally, which was nice to see. I was
with Annie, who is a much better member of the boys than Hughie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Certainly this season.
Yeah, in fairness.
Definitely way more effective. But yeah, no, it was nice that we got that early on in the episode, that the ones who care about each other in the group are back together.
Well, Frenchie's like, oh, she insisted after you called.
Yeah.
And then turns around straight away and is like, Butcher's everybody's problem.
Yeah, I liked that.
And he
was one of the first
whacked off his face.
He's fucking out of it. And makes no bones about trying to hide it whatsoever.
No, he's like, I'm just ketamine, a little bit of horse tranquilizer, awful lot of marijuana.
Well, somebody else has a load of marijuana in this episode.
Oh, so much cannabis.
We'll get on to him later. But yeah, no, it was nice to see the guys all back together. And the boys immediately, the two of the boys, like, immediately get to kind of working on it and looking at the tapes.
Oh, like, Frenchie basically falls over himself to get to the VHS tapes.
Yeah.
And then he's like, right, let's go through it. And I love the way when he walks up to him, even though it's his apartment, he still wet wipes down the seat before he sits down. And then as Frenchie's like kind of frantically tossing bits of the files around the place, he's trying to straighten it all back up again.
Yeah, drugged out of it, Frenchie is probably a nightmare for a particularly on edge OCD MM.
Yeah, especially when Frenchie appears to have been through, MM was like, you look like you've been buying a truck.
Yeah.
And he's not far wrong. And so presumably he's oozing in places as well.
You and the bodily fluids.
I know. But no, I'm just thinking about MM's like OCD must be, because like he's bruised, he's presumably bleeding.
Yeah.
Kimiko's definitely bleeding in the other room.
Yes.
With all her like staples and stuff.
Yeah, and get some old school pain medication for it.
Oh, bottle of whiskey.
A giant bottle.
Bourbon.
A giant ale bottle.
Oh.
I really like the...
There's nothing else to do in Iowa growing up.
Oh, that was a great bit, but no, I like the female and Annie stuff that we get in this episode.
No, you can see like Kimiko and Annie really, really feel for each other and really care about each other, and that's kind of been very obvious from Annie's first meeting with Kimiko in the basement of the
season 2
in the Haitian King,
when she gives her the big hug. I loved that moment
because that's her. All she knows is this is the girl who came and saved me.
Yeah,
and Annie's been the one who's like been checking in on her and kind of have a very different kind of friendship with her.
And we know from the last episode that Annie was the only one, apart from Frenchie, who was with her in the hospital.
Because she says Frenchie's not. Shit.
Yeah, but I assume when she couldn't contact Frenchie, she would have called the female.
Yeah.
Well, actually, no, maybe not called her because.
Well, she would have texted Kimiko and been like, hey,
certainly wouldn't have called her because that would have been of no use.
Yeah. No. She texts.
Yeah. Texted Kimiko and asked, does she know where Frenchie is? But yeah. So no, I like their development, and I really like when Kimiko says she wants to have the V. And
we knew it was coming. We knew there was no way that she wasn't going to be V-less.
Yeah.
There was going to be some way, whether or not it was a side effect of her. I thought it was going to be Butcher maybe forcibly injecting her with Temp V.
Yeah, we said that maybe, and then and that
would reactivate it all. But for her to actually choose it herself, I'm very happy for that.
Yeah, I kind of said
her reasoning is heartbreaking. Like
it is. We get it a bit later, but.
In fairness, I was in fucking tears for most of that.
Oh yeah, no, my notes for that section later on are in big capitals. What? I'm not crying. No,
you're crying.
That scene was tough.
That was.
But no, what I was saying that I really liked about the scene where the two of them are taking shots and talking is when she says she wants to take the V, and Annie immediately she tries to launch into reasons why she shouldn't, and Kimiko's like wait and starts typing. Annie stops.
Yeah.
And waits for Kimiko to type, and it's just a small thing, but I like it. It's like the not finishing off sentences for people who have a stutter.
Yeah.
It's that kind of thing. It just shows respect, I thought.
No, they do. They're very, very close. And when she reads it and she agrees to it, Annie's reasoning is fair enough. She's like, they will kill me.
Yeah, and it's like, I don't want, and the fact that Annie says all these things.
Yeah,
but still goes and does it for her, does speak to a level of their friendship.
Yeah.
Like,
well, that's it. They're all family now.
Yeah.
Well, and also, the boys got Temp V, so fuck them.
Yeah.
That's not really the reasoning, but she understands this whole...
But that's a good point, because it makes sense that Kimiko would go for the permanent V thematically, because the boys on the Temp V are the pretenders this season.
Yes.
Starlight and Kimiko are the real
And I'm
deal.
pretty sure Frenchie wouldn't take... I don't know if the temporary V would even have an effect on Frenchie. Like, he's taken that many other drugs. Oh my god, he's pickles.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the totally awesome Sweet Alabama liquid snake doesn't work on him because he got federal weed for kitty glaucoma.
Yeah, I was immediately going there. But I was like, we've had an awful lot of Metalocalypse references lately.
Yeah, but that's because Metalocalypse is awesome and everybody should watch it.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
But yeah, he, like, honestly, like, with Frenchie, would it even work? Would he have to be totally clean? Because that would take a while.
Or would his superpower just be... He already has a superpower, which is a phenomenal amount of drugs that he can have in his system.
And function.
Because he doesn't...
In fairness, Frenchie's superpower is, like, working out how to take out soups.
It is, and he's
so good at it.
Even while off his face here, he figures out the whole gas thing.
That's not halothane. The texture of it is all wrong. And it's like, dude, you can't even open your eyes.
Yeah, you can't stand up. You're falling over.
And it's grainy fucking VHS from 40 years ago that was presumably improperly stored by the Russians.
But
and you can still tell that that's not halothane?
Frenchie knows his shit.
Frenchie does know his shit.
He really does. And
the only thing I miss about that comic book Frenchie has is the niff niff.
The what?
The
way he literally sniffs things out.
Yeah.
Yeah, Frenchie has a nose for a different kind of things in the series.
Yeah, but I just miss the way because when they give like the little sound effect, it's niff niff.
Yeah.
And it's something I just associate with Frenchie.
Frenchie is the chemical engineer.
Oh yeah.
And he figures it out pretty quickly, in fairness.
Yeah, once he works out it's a vapor, he's like, yeah!
Yeah, that's fucking Novichok. And the second he said that, I was like, oh, for fuck sake.
Little Nina.
Yeah, for one reason and one reason only. I was like, oh no.
Yeah, but this time Kimiko's gonna has her powers back, so little Nina's probably not gonna last very long.
Yeah, I said this. I think
that's the only thing. That's the only acceptable way I'll have little Nina back is if Kimiko dances on her.
That was one of the things I said fairly shortly after we watched the episode. I was like, I really don't want little Nina to come back, but if she has to, I want newly powered up female to just walk into that Russian deli, destroy all her bodyguards, and then just like say, look, get us some Novichok or I'm going to kill you. I'm probably going to kill you anyway, but I might not if you get us this thing. I just want to see little Nina destroyed.
She's really irritating.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it in the first part of the Herogasm rant, and she just, I'm totally bored with her. Yeah. And now that Blue Hawk is gone, I need somewhere to direct my hate boner, so I want the female to just wreck little Nina's operations, and by extension, little Nina.
And also, the hate boner extends to Todd.
Oh, well, that never went away.
No.
That never went away.
No,
and
but
that very much comes back in this episode.
That is a full salute.
Yeah. No.
It was a little hate chub.
I'll say, do you know what? There was a little... There was a bit where I went kind of half-mast because... I loathed Chode. I like that. I felt a tiny bit sorry for him just before punches him, and he brought it right back when he said that somebody needs to be a father.
Oh yeah, no, he deserved that punch in the face.
When you see him,
because is reasonable in this, he calms down and he's like, yeah.
He storms out of the apartment without saying anything.
No, but like when that whole argument comes to a head, and calms himself down, and he's like, okay, fair enough, you do what you want, but please don't take my baby girl. Like, you pissed me off. Yeah. You've pissed off, I've forgotten his ex.
Monique. Yeah, Monique. I was really happy that Monique was like, you did what?
Yeah, and you didn't even ask me. It's like, dude, just backed in.
Yeah.
Fucking asshole. Fuck you, Todd.
Like, as I said, I was a tiny bit half-masted with my hate boner for Todd when I saw it. I was like, he is fully swallowing the line. Like, he believes everything Homelander is saying. Yeah. And I do. And I kind of have to feel sorry for people like that.
Yeah, it's very similar to this cold open of season 2. I can't remember which episode it was, where it's the guy going through his
episode
day,
7, the guy
hearing all the Stormfront's rhetoric over and over and over again, which culminates in the death of the convenience store clerk.
Yeah, Todd's been in a similar echo chamber, but yeah, he can't. It's
gone really QAnon this.
Oh yeah, no, the QAnon stuff is very strong. In one of the things we'll get to later, but yeah, he's that QAnon believer that I do just kind of feel a little bit sorry for. He's still a total dickhead.
Oh, God,
still definitely fuck Todd. That is the main theme of this season. Is
fuck Todd.
Hughie's being an asshole and fuck Todd.
Fuck Todd.
But
Todd, yeah, no, he really, really bothers me. He mansplains female shit to women.
well, yeah, I don't think anybody's
He's a social studies teacher as well.
yeah, we're not supposed to like Todd.
No, but like the thing that's quite scary about Todd is that he's a social studies teacher. He and is directly influencing. Like, he says the kids in his class are like, what, 11, 12 years old?
Same age as Janine, yeah.
Yeah, what are you teaching these children?
Yeah, I do the way it ends, though. I mean, Todd totally deserves to get punched out.
But he got punched right out. Fuck me, like he was gone.
Oh, he was, and the fact that we don't, when we watched it the second time, I wanted to watch how he hit the ground. It doesn't seem to be a particularly hard fall because he doesn't get up, and Monique seemed very worried. And I was like, I really hope that he hasn't fallen hard and ends up in a coma or something. Because
I think I think he just KO'd him.
Oh, he did KO him, but I'm like, if Todd ends up in a coma, I could give a shit about Todd. But that will mean bad things for because it's bad enough that Janine saw it. Yeah. And you can see.
All I wanted him to do was go over and hug Janine. After that. Not hug her, but like just...
He knows he can't because, remember when he freaked out over the fire alarm? Yeah. And she looked terrified. Yeah. That she did the arm rub thing then as well. Mm-hmm. And she grabs her arm and does the arm rub thing here. And I think it is knows this time he's gone. It's a tick. It's her tick. Yeah. So he sees that she's developing maybe same kind of things. But also she was very afraid of him and his actions and what he might do when he was attacking the fire alarm. Yeah. He's just punched out her, not stepdad, but you know what I mean? Yeah. Somebody who has been a caregiver of a sort for her for a while, and they seem to have an okay relationship. Yeah. Yeah, I was like, oh no, like Todd totally deserved it, but oh no. Yeah, it was yeah, I felt bad.
If Janine hadn't seen it, I would have been like, yeah!
And I think...
Fuck you, Dad!
I'm really glad that the scene with Frenchie and the female dancing and talking about V comes beforehand, because I was so damn close to crying during that scene. If that had come after had punched out Todd and Janine saw it, I would have been in floods. Yeah, because that scene really got to me.
Them dancing, where they have the dance,
talking, and then she tells him about the noodly arms.
Oh, bendy straw arms!
Yeah, that he had bendy straw arms when she was on V, and she wanted to actually feel him one last time.
Yeah, she couldn't feel anything properly. Because she said it wasn't just his arm. She can't feel anything properly.
Yeah, and I really like then that she comes clean with him straight away.
Yeah, that she's taken it because...
And she wants it. She shows him the same message that she had written for Annie.
She almost lost him.
Yeah, it's about the fact that she almost lost him, and I
swear to God, if he had said Shatam right then, that was it. I was done with the whole thing. I never wanted to watch anything else. That was it. It was perfect.
Yeah, and I couldn't then decide, and I'm still not 100% sure how I feel. I'm happy for the both of them, but...
He's not going to change her mind.
No,
and
he's not going to change her mind.
He begged her. And
not about that at all. About the fact that they won't have a romantic relationship. Because that seems to be the way that Kimiko was saying it, like that was why the kiss felt weird, was not because it was a bad kiss or they shouldn't or anything like that, as much as he's family now, and that was why it felt weird. And she was the one who said that, and she was the one who kissed him.
I know. I don't know. Who knows what way it'll work out? Everything's kind of all up in the air.
I'm happy for Kimiko because she seems happy. This is what she wants to do, and Frenchie does support her. Yeah. Like he takes some convincing.
He actually begged her, but she's adamant, and he knows her well enough. Like if they've spent the year prior to that together, they know each other.
Well, I think it's a nice parallel between Annie and Hughie's problems this season, because Frenchie,
they're just not communicating with each other.
Well, but Frenchie understands that he would do anything to save Kimiko. Yeah. And Kimiko is now saying, I would do the same, but I used to be able to, and now I can't, and I don't want to be that. I don't want to be not able to
because I can't
protect you. Yeah. And
Frenchie's cool with that. Frenchie's like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, okay. So sometimes I have to save you, and sometimes you have to save me.
Yeah,
and
they
fine.
have saved each other.
Yeah, and they both have saved each other on a number of different occasions, and that's fine. And I really liked what we got out of them. As I said,
he saved her in the first place.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was the whole. That was what started it all.
Without him, she would still be locked in that cell under that Chinese laundry.
Yeah, yeah.
No, the takeout. Was it takeout? Yeah, it was takeout.
And the difference...
Now I want takeout.
Later. The difference here being that you know, she had it forced upon her and she was in a cell alone the whole
wasn't
time,
her
the first
choice,
time.
Yeah.
This time, it's her choice and she's surrounded by people who love her and care for her.
It was a lot less traumatic looking for her than it was for Vic's daughter.
Yeah, well, I'm going to say whatever genetic changes had happened to Kimiko had already happened and she just got depowered.
Yeah.
So the V was just like a reboot to her system or something.
The way that Homelander describes it
is it was burnt out of their blood.
Burnt out of their blood, so...
Yeah, no, I like how it's a completely... This time, it's the complete opposite of the last time. She's surrounded by people who she now considers family. Yeah. It's her choice. And it all goes well.
Her, Frenchie, MM, and Annie in particular are the core group.
Yeah, they are. Like, Hughie had been kind of close with her, but...
There was occasions, though, where Hughie could come across as, like, extremely patronising towards her. When she was learning to write and stuff like that.
No, I never took them as too patronising, but they tended to just be kind of passing comments.
Yeah, but, like I liked your song, or he never Hughie hasn't put the effort in.
Yeah, whereas MM
has,
he might not show it often or say it often, but it's shown with him. It's shown through the actions. Yeah, he's the one who takes her to the hospital. Like when Butcher's like, "Oh, we need to get her back to the US," he's like, "You don't give a shit."
Butcher's the one who called them as well. Or, sorry, MM's the one who called them as well. Yeah. To come back.
Yeah, so, no, they're the people who have been kind of most supportive of her.
Annie's looked after...
Well, I mean, hell, Annie's gone to the lab and gotten...
Yeah, well, Annie was the only one who fucking checked in on her in the hospital.
But when Annie comes back, after she goes off and she finds the V and she finds the lab report that says 10th V is a bad thing.
Oh God, yeah, not ill-advised. Do not use.
Calls Billy and basically tells him, look, trying to get through to Hughie, can't. How many doses have you taken? Because 3 to 5 will kill you. Yeah. Please tell Hughie. And
explains the brain goop.
It does explain brain goop.
Yeah.
And their brain literally is leaking, as Hughie says later. But when Annie gets back with the V and tells them, and Frenchie's like, do you think Butcher will tell him? And she's like, do you think Butcher will tell him? And Kimiko asks, well, what will you do? And Annie says, well,
fuck it, I'm just...
Hughie doesn't want it, but I'm going to fucking save him again.
Yeah, because I've got to, because he's too precious for this world.
Well, no, I think for Annie it's not about their relationship or anything.
It's the right
Annie being
thing.
A hero.
It's the right thing to do.
She knows
she
Butcher
can't get
won't
through to him. Yeah, and Butcher won't. And Butcher had every opportunity to, and still won't.
No, he won't. He's happy to just barrel towards death with Hughie. Barreling towards death, but somebody who is unexpectedly barreling away from death, and very unexpectedly so.
Yeah, pretty sure he was gone.
Yeah, we were so certain. We were so certain last week that was it. A-Train was done. Sad to see Jesse Usher go. Happy with the conclusion of the character storyline.
Was like happy with how he went out. That's one way to go. Dragging your nemesis to his death.
I saw a thing in a Facebook group.
Hang on though. How fast did Vought fucking react?
Homelander flying away or the Deep legging it away. One or the other of them, when Homelander flew away or when the Deep drove off, they would have filled Vought in on what had just happened.
Probably.
Well, filled Ashley anyway.
Not the Homelander flying away like a little bitch to go,
to go and put on concealer.
No, and molest a cow.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting it. And to the point where I saw this exact twist. Somebody suggested it as a theory in a Facebook group for the boys, and I looked at it and went, no way. I mean, I see what they'd be going for in a weird kind of poetic twist of justice and stuff to fuck up A-Train, but they'd never do that. And it's exactly what they did. He has Blue Hawk's heart.
Yeah, and it's weird and gross, and I don't know how I feel about it.
I liked the kind of switch in Ashley with it as well, where normally she's
Ashley. This from the second he woke up, and
she's brilliant. Kobe's delivery in this is fucking excellent.
Feeding him that story,
but and
being like, yes, you're agreeing with me.
What I really liked about that story is that's nothing to do with the press.
No, that's literally
I can't tell Homelander, she knows full well what happened there.
Yeah.
That he killed Blue Hawk.
Yeah.
And she's like, I can't tell Homelander that you killed Blue Hawk because he will kill you and then he will probably find some way to blame me. So here's what happened. Soldier Boy came and tried to kill the both of you, killed Blue Hawk, and you couldn't save him. And it's such a shame because you and him had been working towards, and I was like, when she started giving that line, I was like, but the press aren't acknowledging that they're not acknowledging in the press that Soldier Boy exists, and they're not making much of a big deal about Blue Hawk and A-Train's feud anyway. And I was like, oh no, wait, this is for Homelander.
Yeah, this is to stop Homelander, because he was like, deal with it, it's done. And she's like, we can get you back running, we'll put you back in your suit.
Super able. It was the stress on the super abled heart part was weird. Was that Blue Hawk's power? Because A-Train had a super powered heart before, I thought. He damaged it to fuck, yeah.
Yeah, so it's not exactly like, soup hearts are just, floating.
Lying around, yeah. They couldn't, they couldn't put a normal heart into him.
Well, they could have used shockwaves after Congress. He wasn't using it.
Yeah, but A-Train had only had one heart attack at that point.
Yeah, true.
But yeah,
I suppose they didn't harvest their organs, because I thought they would have been like, well, I suppose Vogelbaum's not out there.
Well, they obviously
anymore.
did for this one.
Yeah.
But yeah, Ashley's delivery is so many of the lines.
Because that has actually been like kicked down a road. That would have just been like not sterile.
Just go with it.
Okay.
I'm going to use from now on. When you talk about soup body parts, you're going to hear me use the phrase. Just go with it.
No, I question.
Just go with it. But no, some of Ashley's lines are fucking brilliant. Can I get a what?
Oh, it's so
You're okay with talking shit about Starlight, right?
And he's like, what? Yeah.
Yeah, what? Why?
I love that suit. That suit with the diamond fringe. She's gotten very like power suity this season.
She has, and you have been remarkably restrained not talking about her clothing. I think the only time you have was when I brought it up.
No, because it's a lot of like power suits, so blazers, unless they're really, really fancy, it's a blazer.
Well, I mean, she is more in control this season, as much as Ashley can be anyway.
I think she's on a lot of Valium.
She's on a lot of things.
She's on a lot of things. You've seen her. We've definitely seen her taking pills.
Although at least for the minute, by the end of the episode, it's going to be another headache. But I was going to say, at least she doesn't have the headache of the Deep anymore, because Cassandra's been managing him. But that's all fucked by the end of the episode.
Yeah,
because the Deep can't keep it in his pants.
Well, no, Can we just get a moment to be like, the Deep actually approached that like a calm, caring, sensitive human being?
Well, I wouldn't go that far.
But was like...
Definitely a lot better than we've seen him be in the past.
Yeah. Like, okay. But he did actually attempt to have a conversation about it instead of just eye-fucking the octopus while he banged her.
Yeah, and he leads into it like, good news, I'm on Hannity.
Yay.
She starts to freak out a little bit.
In other news, hey, threesome. With this.
Yeah, our sex life's gotten a little bit vanilla.
Where is that pool, by the way? Because it looks like he literally just reaches behind the bed and is like handing a bowl of water. Like, do the pillows not fall in?
No, I think to me it actually looked like the tank was the headboard of the bed.
Yeah, it was just
that was the way it was set up.
Gross.
It's the Deep.
I know.
I just know when she agrees to it, and fair fucks to her.
No, but I was just like, does he have to have like a hand in water or something when he's sleeping to stop him drying out? He's just staying moist.
Just go with it. Could you hear the eye roll there?
I wonder if he can sleep underwater.
Just go with it.
Well, that's a genuine thing, because that would be.
He probably can.
Yeah,
he's got gills, so yeah, he can. But yeah, she goes with it.
Yeah.
She goes with it.
Yeah,
for a while
until it touches her.
Yeah, well, no, until Deep says that she wants to taste you.
Yeah, but then you see that the octopus puts its. She's like, oh god, and then the octopus puts a tentacle on her, and she's like, nope, that's it, not doing it.
I love the way Deep's like, ooh, hey there. Just Chase Crawford is at some of his best in this episode.
The bloopers, have you seen the outtakes for Deeper Thoughts with the Deep?
Oh yes, they're fucking brilliant. Anybody who hasn't seen them, I highly recommend go and check them out.
Being handsome is such a curse.
Being handsome is its own kind of prison, isn't that it?
Yeah. Yeah.
They're great. And yeah, no, but when she says, no, look, I've had enough.
She gave up tenure at Vassar.
Yeah, she did give up a lot to be with him. And we've been really harsh towards Cassandra this season. We've been like, is she a secret soup? Is she just a bitch who's controlling the Deep? You were like,
well, she was kind of controlling the Deep. But
she was,
for his own and her own benefit. But damn, bitch, she had freaking tenure at Vassar. Also, she had tenure at Vassar really, really young.
Yeah, she didn't look that old.
Was she Harleen Quinzelling her way through the place?
Possibly.
Yeah.
I mean,
get tenure.
Way to support your fellow women there, immediately assuming that she slipped her way to tenure in Vassar. Yeah. But
She's
she gave
very
up.
young.
She is. She did. Yeah, she gave up a hell of a lot. And Deep's like, you didn't do that much. It's like, no, she did pretty much everything for you, Kevin.
Yeah.
And she tells him that and storms out. And he's like, what is it he says? Why did so-and-so tell me I have a formidable intellect?
Formidable intellect! It's like, no, she does straight up just go, Kevin, you're an idiot.
Yeah.
She has a nice butt.
She does. Is it just me, or is it a running theme in this show that all sea creatures are horny all the time?
I think it's because all sea creatures are horny. Well, dolphins are like notoriously horny all the fucking time.
He's always
like, they have been known to like mount people.
Anytime we hear his side of the conversation, there's always a lot of we'll talk about that later, okay, and we can do that then, or we can do that. And here, what's the
octopus called?
Yeah, I can't remember.
Ambrosia?
Something. I can't remember.
Ambrosia?
Anyway, but the octopus is like asking him something, and he's like, "Oh no, it's okay. She just needs some time to cool off." And I'm sure that octopus is like, "Oh, so is that it? Is the threesome over?"
Yeah.
That's the impression I got anyway.
I think that octopus is just glad that it's out of the carrier bag.
Definitely glad it's out of the orgy house, I'd say. Anyway.
Yeah. Well, everything's glad to be out of there.
Yes, but the Deep's pretty confident he'll be able to go it on his own.
That's because the Deep is an idiot.
Oh, he is. He's a total idiot. But he's like, yeah, you didn't do that much for me. I know how to do it. I can, like,
I know how to
I don't need your over-noting. But he does. He does, because he hasn't a fucking clue. But yeah, the man's an idiot and knows nothing. And I was quite happy to see somebody who is in stark contrast to this that we really thought wasn't coming back as well, which was the Legend. I thought he was going to be a one and done.
Yeah, I'm delighted to see the Legend.
Oh yeah, totally happy to see the Legend back.
I'm fucking delighted to see the Legend. It gave me more of what I wanted. I'm really surprised he wasn't actually at Herogasm, because that old horn dog would have shown up at that back in the day.
Speaking of more of what we wanted and Herogasm, when they go downstairs and we see the old ladies like
his
jerking
cleaners.
it, and he's in the silk robe like whacking off to them, talking about Astroglide and in great detail why he needs it. I was like, where was this last week?
Yeah,
that was worse than anything we saw in Herogasm. And I'm not trying to kink shame. Like, if you're into gilfs, more power to you.
Yeah, honestly, the way he described it is, pretty accurate.
But at the same time...
I'm not going in there raw.
and I think that possibly one of my favourite bits of Soldier Boy so far this season. That was fucking hilarious.
Loving Soldier Boy.
And his little music video.
Oh, stop. Stop it. I think they just had a whole load of like mock-ups of different uniforms, and Kripke was like, let's just try them all.
Oh, Kripke's definitely had fun with it, because that was one of the things I saw him say on Twitter, was that bit of Soldier Boy doing the
so bad.
The Caribbean style
song. The
Calypso, thank you.
Song.
In the kind of fake patois. That's something that I can't remember the name of the celebrity, but some bloke in the 80s did an album like that, and there was a video for a song that was pretty much exactly that song and exactly that video. And Kripke was like, I've wanted to do something like this for years.
The thing is, though, for me, it was very kind of like Shatnery as well.
Oh, and yeah, that's definitely the vibe they're going for. It definitely is, I think.
It's a little bit Shatner. It's so terrible. Bad. Like, we've already seen him singing before with the disco beat one.
Yeah.
And that was also bad. And the Legend being like, I produced this shit.
Yeah, he's so not happy with himself, and is quite happy to tell Hughie that Soldier Boy did to music what Pantyhose did to finger fucking. And Hughie's like, yeah.
Yeah, Hughie doesn't get it.
Hughie does not get it.
Hughie does not get it. He's just going to like smile and nod at the old man who's keeping them safe.
It's not that hard to parse out, though, in fairness.
No.
Especially just given the context of what he said. Soldier Boy ruined music.
Yes.
Ergo.
Or at least, a fairly substantial barrier.
Yes, but that's not the only thing that the Legend drops, because apparently, as much as he was a panty dropper, he drops the curtain for Hughie here with in regards to Soldier Boy, and tells him Soldier Boy was a fucking asshole the whole time.
Well, before that, he's like, hey, are you guys not... Because Hughie had obviously been off talking to him and was like, what's he need? And he's like, oh, more ass.
More ass.
Lube.
Yeah, more lube.
More Astroglide. And he's like, ugh. And he's like, well, Hughie's like, well, he's an American hero. Or like, aren't you guys friends? And he's like, why? Because he barged his way into the privacy of my home.
Yeah, he's like, no, I never make friends with talent.
Yeah, they're talent, that's it. Keep the hands off.
As if to show us how far Hughie has fallen, he goes, well, not all talent. And you think, oh yeah, he's probably talking about Starlight.
But no,
he's talking about fucking Soldier Boy
and
going.
It's like, isn't he a hero? And he's Storm Beach in Normandy. He's like, yeah, 2 weeks later.
2 weeks later.
For the photo shoot.
Yeah.
And then proceeds to list a number of racially motivated or anti-gay protests that were turned nasty.
And potentially even assassinating Kennedy.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think the shine definitely wears off for Hughie this episode.
It was like, oh damn, like it makes kind of sense when you're introduced to Soldier Boy originally and he's walking down the street and there's the gay interracial couple that must have really fucking gramed his gears.
Oh, and when he talks about Liberty, I assume he knows that Liberty was as racist as she was.
Yeah, but he was probably down with it.
And as we see later on in the episode, the one member of Payback that he gave the most shit to was the only coloured member. Mm-hmm. So yeah, he's an all-around asshole.
Yeah.
He is definitely an all-around asshole. And is so much of an asshole that...
Ben. He's not a Ben.
Ben doesn't even have the decency to go and get prostitutes. He just takes the Legends maids.
Yeah, dude definitely needs that Astro guy because that sounded chafy.
No, I love how the Legend's freaking out afterwards when he sends the 2 girls off.
He's like, that shag's not going to hoover itself and she's running out naked with the vacuum cleaner and the other one's got like a bucket with cleaning supplies in it. And he's like, I can't even fire those girls now.
Yeah, and he's just ranting it. As the rest of them are talking shop, he's ranting in the background about, Egyptian cotton and now I've got to burn them and it smells like Bengay and sex in here.
Yeah, that's not a good combination.
I love it.
Yeah, and he's stripping the bed and grumbling and like kicking things in the background.
I was
fucking hilarious.
So happy we got more Legend this episode. He's fucking great.
Grouchy old man who just keeps dropping these clangers as well. Like, because in the middle of all of that, it's when they're talking about how MindStorm is paranoid or crazy, and he goes, he's not crazy, he's bipolar, but he just like...
Yeah, he's just dropping these pearls of wisdom.
Yeah.
And that, again, it's...
And that's when he goes past to shout out the door that the whole place smells like Bengay and sex.
Yeah, because the whole thing is Butcher's like, you've given me a shitload of addresses to check. They're all out in the middle of nowhere. I can't fucking check them all. And immediately, non-superpowered Hughie comes to the rescue.
Yeah.
And we get Hugh's clues.
Hugh's clues? What? Ooh, I don't want to know how Lithium reacts with somebody on V.
Well, given how we see him later on, not too well, because he seems pretty messed up, the poor guy.
He does look a little bit like your man from Ancient Aliens. The hair is not helping, because the hair
the first look at him as well is...
When the eyes go...
The wild-eyed look at Billy.
No, he does that cat eye thing, where when you stare at a cat and their eyes go...
No, but I think it was really nice that at the start of the episode where Hughie has a bit of a revelation that we see him kind of going back to being useful in the way that non-powered Hughie was, which is that Hughie figures shit out.
Yeah, and you could even see a Butcher's like, oh, well done, and it's genuine. It's like the only kind of genuine piece of praise I think the Butcher's given anybody.
Yeah, and Hughie...
Because Soldier Boy
Hughie does look a bit surprised by it. He's like, oh shit, genuine praise. And if he was smart, he'd realise it was, genuine praise for something that didn't involve me teleporting or being superpowered.
Yeah, clutching my butt.
It takes him a while to get there.
Yeah,
it takes him a little bit of a while.
He's already kind of had the shove with the Legend
at
taking the shine off Soldier Boy.
Yeah, and then it gets a little bit worse when they head out on the road. Because
no, I'm sorry. Just before they leave, and Soldier Boy's like, we're gonna need a whole load more reefer.
Yeah, and then they get to where they're going
in his like fancy silk dressing gown, sitting on the bed.
Yeah, they get to where they're going, and you see him with a big fat blood, and Hughie's like, "Why do you keep giving him these big hefty bags of weed?"
It's like because he has PTSD.
Yeah, Butcher says, "Look,
that's why he keeps blowing the shit out of everything."
Yeah, so Butcher's like, better him chilled out and stoned than blowing shit up everywhere.
Except it just seems to have increased his paranoia.
Oh, massively so. The amount of times. What was that? Who?
And the way he stops and looks around.
This your bush? You got a special relationship with this bush? He's fucking stoned out of his brain in this episode.
It's hilarious. And the fact as well that they're hunting MindStorm, he's like, his whole MO is like, it's like, if you see him, just don't look at his eyes.
Yeah.
So he's Medusa.
It's never explained really what he can do. So
until it happens to Butcher, and then he's like, oh, his MO is to trap you in an endless nightmare until you die of dehydration.
Yeah, pretty dark. But I assume that's not his only power.
But it's like, oh shit.
We know he can.
We could have appreciated knowing this before going off to find the maniac.
And equally that he can brainwash people and the other stuff he can do. But
I'm sorry, that nun is hilarious.
Oh god, yeah. But you think that, is this MindStorm messing with Soldier Boy? And it's like, no, he's just really super fucking paranoid.
Who was the guy shinananananang all the prostitutes at Herogasm? Because I thought that was MindStorm.
No, we got to look at him and we realised it wasn't MindStorm because he looked nothing like him.
Yeah.
Just some other superpowered mind guy.
Yeah.
Because we've seen Mesmer.
Yeah.
So we know there's mind powers out there.
Yeah.
But Soldier Boy's fucked up enough as it is without needing any additional mind fuckery.
But also, as well, he's been in Russia since the 80s. So the cannabis that he's being given now is way stronger than anything he would have gotten back in the day. Even the quality stuff he would have gotten back in the day. Even this hefty bag shite that Butcher's giving him is way better quality, especially he says it as well, that it's legal. So it's legal in the state of New York, so it is good stuff that he's getting. So he's off his tits.
Yep. Oh yeah, he totally whacked like. I knew he's not
like,
happy.
I can't believe how many idiots I used to lock up for this shit back in the day.
But no, earlier on when he was talking to Butcher about the PTSD, and he's like, so
he's a radioactive.
He's a radioactive PTSD suffering fucking
self-medicated.
And Butcher's just like, oh yeah, who'd do a horrible thing like self-medication? Now here, shoot this up.
Yeah.
It's just to be like, yeah, Hughie, you're not really on the high road on this one, are you?
No. The only thing that you're lacking is the radioactivity.
Well, he doesn't have to. Well, maybe he did have PTSD in the past, kind of.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure.
We saw him suffer from elements of it anyway.
Yeah, it was A-Train triggered PTSD. Yeah.
So yeah, Hughie, you're not as far away from Soldier Boy as you think.
Yeah, the hypocrisy is real.
When they start going along though, when MindStorm first appears,
that's really nice when he hits the trip. When Soldier Boy hits the tripwire, and he's like, "Oh shit!" But up to that point as well, he'd been like, "Did you hear that? Did you say something?"
Yeah,
and then walks straight into it.
Yep. I like the way he gets thrown as well. It's pretty convincing. He just gets flung off. Well, they all get flung off to the side.
But when Butcher, your man, appears in front of Butcher with his crazy alien's head.
Yeah.
And the eyes go, wah!
Yeah.
And Butcher just goes, oh, fuck! But it's too late to close his eyes, because as he closes his eyes, he gets trapped in the nightmare.
Yeah, and that's Butcher's own little nightmare for more or less. That's what he's up to for most of the episode. Is this...
Is reliving,
kind of
these moments and this realisation and this examination of himself.
When Billy gets MindStormed and Soldier Boy's like, right, come on, we got to keep moving. He's done for. And Hughie's like, no, well, we got to save him. And Soldier Boy uses a very convincing line of, like, I barely know the guy, but I know he'd be willing to die to get Homelander killed. Yeah.
Well, he's like, we're going to go and do this, but, I'm not going to renege on our deal. I'm still going to help you kill Homelander. Yeah, I'm still going to help you kill Homelander, and Billy would give his life for that. Because
Hughie's going for the obvious thing of, we'll get there. We'll bring him back and make him wake Billy up, and then you can kill him and do whatever you want. And
Soldier Boy's like, no, he's going to die now.
Yeah, and Hughie's back in a very similar position to where he was with Butcher in the end of season 1. Where Butcher's like, we're going after Homelander, and he's like, no, we have to go after the boys.
Yeah.
But that's straight away. Now he lets himself be taken along by Soldier Boy, who's nothing but horrible to him the whole time. He's like, if you get hysterical, I'll slap you like Connery style.
No, he doesn't say Connery style. He just says, I will slap you like Connery.
Yeah.
Because Connery did like to hit the old lady.
Oh, he did. And again, it's a totally loaded sentence from him, like the line about Cosby and the drinks, because
Cosby he knew.
He knew, and like this, he knows Connery used to hit women, and he obviously sees...
Well, Connery threatened to slap Barbara Walters whilst being interviewed by her. But yeah, I love the way he does drop these like really random references in there that if you didn't like, obviously we both knew that Sean Connery has no qualms with hitting a lady,
but he does too, and that's the point of saying that these lines are to show you. Not only are they kind of funny lines like "I'll slap you like Connery," it's also, well, he obviously thinks there's absolutely nothing wrong with slapping women if he's happy to say a sentence like that.
Very, very strong.
Yeah, or making the drinks worse. Yeah, so Soldier Boy is just horrible. The more we see of him, the more horrible he gets, and I love it. I'm all for it. It's fucking deadly.
Yeah, but it's kind of like, why is he so much fun though?
Oh yeah, but all it took was one argument with Butcher and Hughie for Hughie to go back and rescue the boys.
Yeah.
But it takes 2 or 3 things before he eventually goes back for Butcher. And I don't think it was his plan all along to get MindStorm and zap straight back.
No.
I think it's everything that they encounter along the way.
Everything kind of falls into place with it as well. At the start, he is like, "Oh, we have to save him," and he's like, Soldier Boy's like, "Gargle my balls," and just strides off.
Yeah, no, because Soldier Boy stops later on and is like, "What was that?" And he was like, "Nothing. I didn't say a word."
I think it's the PTSD.
Yeah, I think it's probably the PTSD or something.
That's literally just before they leave Butcher lying on the ground, because he goes back after that and puts the bag under his head.
No, it's a little bit later on when he has the line about his cock must have tasted great if you want to go back and get him that bad.
Oh.
That bit, that's what I was talking about. And you has to be like, no, like, you're full of shit.
Yeah.
That's when he actually slaps someone and is like, I did warn you. Because he was like, you didn't storm shit, you're full of shit, your Marlboro Man cowboy act is all made up.
Yeah, you have PTSD, and Soldier Boy goes, "Number 1, I don't have shell shock, fuck you."
Is that then, or is that when we get onto the nun and the priest? I can't remember when it comes, but that nun and the priest bit's fucking brilliant as well.
That is when he says, I don't have shell shock, fuck you.
Oh, because he's like, this is how to be a soldier, this is what you do.
Yeah.
Yeah, because earlier on is when he gives Hughie the bit about, you know what I do when I'm afraid? Nothing. Because I don't get afraid, because I'm not a pussy. But the nun and the priest are so fun.
Oh. And
so much fun.
I like the fact that they're going to a Samaritan's embrace.
That was a nice little touch, yeah.
Because I was like, oh, they're still on the go? But that when that nun jumps Hughie, and it's been a while since we've seen a properly hysterical Hughie.
I loved it. It has been ages since we've seen panicked hysterical Hughie, and I loved it. It was
just
great.
like, get it off me!
An entirely different kind of flying nun.
He's like, do something! And Soldier Boy's just very calmly like, well, you've got to stand still.
And you are, like, you're fully with Hughie there. You're expecting him to be like, oh yeah, no, he's just like, he is so fucking paranoid and PTSD'd out of it and stoned out of it that he just killed this priest thinking that MindStorm had taken him over. And then no, he actually has.
Yeah, it's like, oh good God, he's lost his mind. Oh no, wait, he was right. Oh God. Shit. And then when Hughie has his little freak out about how he just wants to go home.
When they get to MindStorm, it's only they find him pretty quickly after the nun and the priest.
He's like, I just want all this stuff to go home, and it's all the wind chimes outside on the washing line and everything.
Yeah,
when they do find MindStorm, and he is kind of a very pitiful character because he just wants the voices to stop.
Yeah, Hughie gets there and teleports him out straight away.
He's a bit of a like Professor X style. Only he can't
keep out the voices.
Yeah,
because that's when he's just like, I just want the voices to stop. I just want the voices to stop. Well, he also screams, "Why am I naked?"
Well, yeah, you would too.
Question.
Yeah,
a totally valid question.
Yeah, I imagine just being like, one second you're in your thing and you're happy out in your paranoia, and like the next second you're naked in the woods with somebody else who's also naked, and an unconscious person.
Yeah, but Hughie gives him clothes at least, and then makes his case about
it's like, at least we don't have to be naked. Here's some pants.
Yeah, makes his case about how please bring him back. You know, he's my friend, and I thought I wanted to be this thing, but I really don't. I just want to go home.
Yeah,
I want to save him.
And he's also like, I will take you wherever you want. I can teleport.
Tell anybody.
I can take it. Yeah. I do feel really bad for MindStorm because MindStorm just he's not doing any harm.
And we haven't.
He just wants to be left alone.
Yeah, and apart from getting the nun and the priest killed, because you gotta assume he knew they were just cannon fodder.
Oh yeah.
We didn't see him or hear of him doing anything particularly diabolical, so he might not have been, like, especially over the last few years, he's just been holed up in his cabins.
But it doesn't even seem to be like in the Nicaragua flashback, he was just there.
Oh yeah, he did nothing except for hide.
Yeah, and then when Noir is kind of going through it from his perspective as well, he doesn't.
He throws one punch later on,
and
but that's it.
That's kind of it. He doesn't it seems to be that he's an incredibly powerful telepath.
Oh, well, I mean, from what we see what he does to Billy, he definitely is a powerful telepath.
But because of that as well, we were trying to work out why he was on Payback. That's why he's on Payback. Why the TNT twins were on Payback, I don't know.
That was the one we were trying to work out.
But he just seems to be like a really sad. You feel for him. He's so afraid, and he just wants to be left alone.
Yeah.
And he's not causing any harm.
Apart from to the nun and the priest.
Apart from to the nun and the priest, but you could kind of be like, well, Soldier Boy started it.
You don't use people as human shields in self-defense. That is not acceptable, Kira. You're allowed to feel sorry for him. You're just not allowed to say that he was an entirely good guy. That's all I'm trying to say.
I know.
He definitely had some asshole in him.
He's not a good guy. He's an incredibly pitiful character.
Yes, he is. I definitely agree with you.
He didn't deserve to die like that, though. That was fucking horrendous.
Well, yeah, but I mean, nobody gets a happy ending in The Boys.
No, but secrets were divulged.
Yes,
many secrets.
We got to see an awful lot of backstory for Billy.
Yes, that also was incredibly difficult to watch.
Yeah, because there's a couple of, you get the 3 kind of flashback scenes. The first,
thank fuck Noirs was animated. Otherwise, this whole episode would have been just so fucking depressing.
Oh yeah, it could have been a massive downer.
Like, but was still a huge downer, but at least it was brightly coloured.
Yeah, but I never felt like it was I never, you know what I mean? You come away from some episodes of certain shows with just like, oh fuck, at the end of them. I didn't come away from this episode like that. There are definitely parts of it that are super heavy.
Well, also the way it ends as well. You're left going,
yeah, and you have all the lovely bits sprinkled throughout with like the Legend and Ashley and A-Train, and that
softened it up.
Yeah,
because apart from that, it was an extremely like heavy. Oh well, I mean,
just the Billy stuff alone. We get to see Billy's dad beat the shit out of him when he can't find Lenny in the first bit. Then we get to see, we don't see much, but we see basically Butcher going for a teacher quite violently.
We've just seen Billy's whole history of his mum's basically catatonic. He looks after his brother. His dad's a raging alcoholic who's looking for any excuse to beat them. Yeah,
and the only praise that we ever see him give is after Billy beats the shit out of the teacher.
And that one in particular, when he's like, oh, Billy, I have to tell your dad because you were caught selling weed. And he's like, please don't tell him. And he's like, oh, I know what your dad's like. And it's like, then why
the fuck are you telling him? Find another way to help this kid.
Yeah, like the last thing he needs is to be told. And I think that's kind of where the snap happens with Billy when he's like, when he picks up the stapler.
Yeah, and
because he's like, fuck it, if I'm going to go down, if I'm going to get thrown out of school, I may as well go down for something.
But anytime he does anything like that in the flashbacks, he uses his father's words.
He does every single time. But
every time.
The flashing between
Lenny
his dad hitting him and
his violent actions.
And then the flashes between Lenny and Hughie.
Yeah.
The little split frames.
I really liked how that they were done very, very well.
Like when Hughie, because we'd already seen the little flash between Lenny and Hughie when Hughie's throwing up after taking V for the first time.
Yeah, there's a really quick flash.
And that appears again in that sequence. It's like the first flash that he sees.
One of the things that came out of the comics to do with this that I thought was really interesting is, when he goes to actually leave Lenny.
Yeah.
And he says, he's going off to the army or whatever. And his reasoning behind it is, if I stay here, I'll kill him.
Yeah.
They'll send me off to a borstal. And what would that do to Mum?
It'd break her bleeding heart.
It'd break her bleeding heart. In the comics, Lenny delivers that line. There's one night where Butcher actually goes to kill
his dad.
And Lenny stops him. And that's how Lenny convinces him. And I just thought it was interesting that in the comics, Lenny uses it to convince Billy to stop him from doing something bad.
Yeah.
And
that's when he leaves as well.
And then he goes and joins the army as a result, so he doesn't end up doing that.
Yeah.
But it's kind of because Lenny helped him do that, if you know what I mean. Whereas in this, he uses it as an excuse to get away and leave Lenny behind. And it's way more in line with Butcher of the show.
Yeah. And then when he's actually directly confronting him later on, and he's like, everyone who loves you ends up dead. Yeah. Becca, me, Hughie.
And you better believe Hughie's going to die.
And when Hughie dies, because he will.
There'll be no one left to keep you
when
in check.
When he comes out of it, when MindStorm brings him out of it and he's apologising, and then he's like, oh, Hughie. And it's like, oh, did you learn something? Because you've spent the whole time in that watching your actions, reliving all your actions, showing remorse, trying to stop this memory of your father.
I think that is like a little foreshadowing of what comes later with them, where when he comes round and he says, I'm so fucking sorry, I don't think he's saying that to Lenny. I think he's seen Hughie and he's so overcome with emotion from everything that's just happened to him that he is apologising to Hughie. And then he realises that he's back awake and he's like, oh shit, I've just shown some like weakness, and has to be like, oh no, what's going on? Yeah, and leaves it and moves back to be an old butcher.
Yeah.
Because that's basically what he does later on after
It's what he's also done, we've seen him do that with Ryan.
It's exactly what he did with Ryan.
When the time when Ryan came, when he basically breaks ties with Ryan.
Yeah. And after poor El MindStorm gets, oh boy, he gets fucking wrecked.
Yeah, no, I do like the way he's set up in this like little barn where they find him and Soldier Boy can see him and is working out his little tactics to get to him.
Yeah.
And you just hear the thump of clothes hitting the floor, and you see it in the mirror of him appearing behind him and just going, what?
But Soldier Boy definitely has it planned out pretty well, because when he comes back and finds
them... He fucking
quick-stepped
it way back, like, cause...
Well, we don't know how far they went, but
2 kilometres.
Yeah. Somewhere between 2 kilometres and a couple.
Still, like,
he makes it back quick enough anyway.
Yeah, it's fair play.
But, yeah, because when he comes in, the first thing he does is go for an eye.
Yeah, that's real nasty.
Then bashes him forward onto the ground and covers his head before he turns him over and says anything to him.
When Butcher gets mindstormed,
yeah,
that's the first thing that he does is he walks over to the bag of Hughie's clothes and pulls a t-shirt out of it and like tucks it into his pants.
Yeah. So
that he can wrap it around his head.
He's definitely thought it out. And then says, why did it happen? And again, Noir tries to get the blame. Yeah,
and he's like, yeah, I know that's what they all said, but Noir was a company man.
Yeah, he wouldn't have done it without the company say-so. And he says, well, the company did give him the say-so.
He got the green light.
Why? And we don't hear why at that moment in time.
No.
He smashes the absolute...
Oh, he dents his face.
Yeah, nice little nod to Falcon and the Winter Soldier, I think. There.
Far more controlled, though.
Yes. Oh, and Soldier Boy definitely meant to do it. It wasn't a heat of the moment thing.
No.
He went there with the intention of killing that guy, and he killed that guy.
Yes, he did.
And then, well, actually, we missed a bit where he decks Hughie.
He actually proper
decks him, sends him flying, and Billy's eyes flare as if to see. I was like, is he going to go for him? And then, no, he just walks over after you. I was like, oh, okay, he's just saying, like, don't do that again.
This is my one. Get your own. You had your own. Wait, I killed him.
But yeah, then after he kills him, he walks off and they're like, what did they say to you? And he doesn't say anything.
No, he just kind of squares up to Hughie a bit, then takes himself off. We see him looking upset, and then we see the boy. Well, we cut back to, I'm pretty sure it's the Legends place again. I'm pretty sure they're back in the Legends gaff, yeah.
And
where else are they going to go?
Well, they're there. I think Soldier Boy's in the same place, but maybe just in a different room. But he's looking very morose.
He's downstairs looking for them.
Billy actually cries.
Yeah.
And then gets a phone call from Annie, tells him all about the V, and then when Hughie comes in, we're like, I actually shouted at the screen, tell him, you fuck.
Yeah.
And you think he's gonna, because he's like, the V24. We need to go get some more.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
But the way he walks up to him and he like tries to do like cheeky chappy, and he can't even hold it. Because he knows the second that's out of his mouth, he's like, I fucked up.
Yeah, and when he says to Hughie, like, oh, we'll go get some, then me, you, and Granny Fucker in there are going to go and kill Homelander. And Hughie's like, yeah, fuck yeah, and walks away. And you see the change in Butcher's face.
Even the way Hughie's like, fuck yeah, it's a little bit kind of stilted. Like, oh, yay.
Well, I think he just wasn't, he sensed that Butcher was about to say something, but then changed what it was.
When Hughie was talking to saying he just wants to go home and he wants all this to be over. I think he genuinely means that, but he also is like, he's going along with Butcher because it makes Butcher happy.
I suppose, at the minute, he is torn between the two of wanting to go home and still wanting to get the job done.
Well, at least he's in nicer digs this time.
He is in nicer digs this time, definitely compared to the Haitian King's basement. Yeah. But yeah, no, Butcher does not fucking tell him because...
It's still not as nice as his Patrick Bateman
because
apartment.
even but even after everything Butcher was faced with, he just can't seem to admit that he's wrong, and he, you know what I mean, he can't be honest with himself, but Black Noir can be honest with himself.
Yeah, I don't know where that was going. That was weird.
From the start, from the first scene where he goes in.
No. When he opened that can of beans and poured it on the plate, and my stomach actually went,
I was like, oh no,
don't eat it.
Don't eat it. Please don't eat it.
But no, that's how he summons his friends.
His little friends. His
Yeah.
little animated friends who helped him through many things. They helped him through paralyzings, erections, and massacres.
Yeah. Hey, you hid in that ball pit the time you paralyzed that kid when you were 9.
Yeah, and then we got you through that erection in 7th grade and that massacre in Lagos.
Which only happened like last year.
Well, yeah, it was mentioned in this season.
Yeah.
I think the very first episode. So yeah, they're obviously ever present with him.
Yeah, well, if they've been around since he was a small child.
And perhaps maybe came back after his brain injuries.
Maybe. But also, if he can't speak to anybody, not in any articulate manner, but he can still kind of have interactions with these imaginary friends.
Yeah, they're his retreat.
Yeah.
Homelander has his milk. Ashley has her strap-ons and hate sex.
And hair pulling.
And Black Noir has his little animated friends from Buster Beavers.
Yeah, I knew we were going to see Buster Beavers. I didn't think we were going to see, dilapidated, terrifying Buster Beavers.
I definitely didn't think that we were going to get, Saturday morning animated, super violent
I'm so glad
version
that
of Black
it was
Noir's. Oh, yeah,
animated.
fuck yes.
Because that was breaking my heart the whole way. But I do like the way he was, huffy. And when Buster comes out and is like, "Oh, Irving, you've got to face facts. You've got to remember it." And he gets up and he drags the chair off and he sits down and kind of huffs. He's like, "No," and he's got the arms crossed and he won't look. Yeah, and he won't look at them then.
Yeah. And they come over to him later and they're like, "No, you've got to address it. We're going to show you something that you've pushed deep down." And it's the first of the kind of shows.
Yeah, and it's VOD American.
Yes, it's the VOD American logo, which was kind of the company rebrands a couple of times in the comics. And they go from VOD American Consolidated to VOD American to just VOD.
Yeah.
And it seems similar in this, but fuck me, he really goes to town. Eagle Soldier Boy really goes to town on Sheep Black Noir over such a small thing. He wanted a movie role.
He was going to town on gunpowder before Thingy walked in.
But that, I think, was just because he as he says, "Oh, wow, we were just roughhousing." You know what I mean? There was nothing, I don't think, vindictive about that beyond normal Soldier Boy.
When Butcher approaches Gunpowder and is like, "You put in complaints," and when Butcher's hinting at there being some form of sexual abuse, and Gunpowder's like, "Oh no, he just beat the shit out of me." Mm. Clearly he did.
Oh yeah, I think it's a callback
and not
to
only that, in front of other people too.
Yeah, I think it's definitely a callback to that, and furthermore,
and then he dressed it up as training.
Yeah, and then furthermore, he's the only one who doesn't agree to take out Soldier Boy in Nicaragua because he was quite young. He was fucking terrified. Yeah. So that's why he doesn't. But when he goes for
he even says that to Stan, he's like, "Oh, they'll all go for it except for Gunpowder."
Yeah. I think that is just callbacks to what we saw of Gunpowder in episode 2, and it tracks. But when he goes for Black Noir, it's much more vindictive and it's much more.
I want to see Noir as Axel Foley.
Yeah, that could have been fun. Definitely not silent Black Noir as Axel Foley. That wouldn't have been fun.
No.
But this was like, no, you can't be
you can't be better than
I'm the movie star. And he said, he's at the end of the fight after he's like really beating shit out of him. He says, "If I ever see you try and rise up through the ranks or get above your station," I can't remember exactly how he phrases it, but he's like, "I will fucking I'll put you in the ground."
Yeah, because he's like,
and he means it.
Yeah, because he's number one.
Oh yeah,
and like all of them, he's got the fragilest ego.
Yeah, and it's all...
It's like spun glass.
It's various shades of things we've seen with Homelander, worse in some ways, not as bad in other ways, but an all-around
some parts of
arsehole.
Butcher as well, personality traits that Butcher has as well, of this single-mindedness, and he doesn't really care who he has to step on as long as it achieves his goal.
Yeah, it's much more blatant
Hughie
with Soldier
needs better idols.
He definitely fucking does, and he does, as we say, he eventually has at least somewhat of a realization. Yeah. We'll see what happens with him next episode. But yeah, no, the Black Noir stuff it was a hard watch. Parts of it were funny, but we've always been fond / protective of Black Noir on this podcast.
Oh no,
and I really felt for him.
Black
in this
Noir crying in the hallway when they announced that like V was injected into kids. That broke my heart. And I don't know, that one in particular really got me, because Noir playing the piano and Noir body popping in the club and all the other stuff was just like, okay.
That was all funny and weird.
Doing the tea ceremony was like, oh, okay. But him sobbing in that corridor broke my heart. And then him, particularly when he hands the note over to Annika and it's very childish crayon writing.
Yeah.
That
it's real scrawly.
There
and
was
the little bit when he kills Nikib and has the teddy.
And he's doing
with the little boy. Yeah.
There's just these little moments in it, and now it all makes sense. And when you see him in Nicaragua, you assume he's been caught in a bomb blast.
Yeah, you just assume it, not what we actually see.
And all I'm saying is thank fuck it was animated when he reached out and picked up that little chunk of his brain.
Well, I don't think
that actually
happened. But the frying of the face off the side of the
and then the
exploding car, and then the dent with the shield.
Because you see that big dent in his head.
Yeah, it doesn't matter whether or not he had his helmet on. We had talked about how...
Well, that's the whole thing, is that if he had the helmet on, the argument with Stan, and even in the animated flashback, you see his helmet on the wall, and when that bit lifts off, the helmet lifts with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that...
Yeah, so you were right, though. It was all Stan. Well, not all Stan, but...
But it was Stan. It was Stan's
Stan.
little deviousness of that. And the way that they say it, it's like, oh, he's got one now, and he can fly.
Yeah.
I like that's, but even the way Stan delivers it is, and he can fly. Like, hooray!
Yeah, it's impressive.
This one
but
can
I'm
do something. Yay! Now I have another fucking dimension. I've got to try and control him.
I don't think it's that yet. I think it's just this one comes with a better gimmick.
Yeah,
is the impression I got off it. He's not fully over Soups yet. But just at the end of his chat with Buster Beaver and all of his friends, Buster Beaver gets bravery. It's not about having no fear. It's about being afraid and doing it anyway.
Yeah.
Because Soldier Boy don't know that, apparently.
All of the stuff that's going on with Noir is really, really interesting because Noir in the comic books hasn't got a backstory, isn't fleshed out, was this blank page character essentially.
Well, when you eventually one purpose, and when you eventually get that, it's very quick and it's nothing like what is fleshed out here, and I really enjoy it. And
the only kind of personality that you get from him in the graphic novel is that he's crazy. He's crazy,
and you get a lot of the stuff, like the lines about, like, they say he doesn't have brain damage, but it's hard to tell. That Stormfront says. You get a few things like that in the comics, but when you get your reveal, you could think back on some of them and go, that doesn't really make sense.
It makes sense
in this, it all tracks. Every time we've been like, why is Black Noir? And the likes of the...
I love the fact that they keep throwing that tree nut allergy in there. Like, everywhere he goes, like, he's so polite. He's like, can you please stop eating those? I'm horribly allergic. And Stan's like, no.
But we know, like, all the weirder things about Black Noir that we've always said, it totally tracks, because you hear stories of people getting brain injuries and then becoming, like, really accomplished in one thing. So he's like, when he was playing the piano, it tracks now, or his obsession with Japanese tea ceremonies.
It's just stuff he's interested in.
Yeah, but he does seem to have, like, these fixations. But
I loved it all. And he's the only one who expresses, except for the Deep, he's the only one who expresses any sort of sorrow at the death of Lucy.
Yeah, because Deep has fishy friends and Noir has animal friends of all kinds.
Noir sees it. And
I think the internet largely agrees with us now, if they hadn't already, that Noir must be protected. He is a sweet and gentle soul.
He's a Disney princess.
But I'm curious now, will he try and team up with the boys?
Whether or not he assists them in, like, directly?
Yeah. And
considering that they, as far as they're concerned, he is enemy. He
can't really explain to them everything that's happened.
No, but maybe to Butcher, because Butcher knows that he is to a degree controlled by Edgar.
Yeah,
and after hearing Mallory's side of the story, they know that he has suffered extreme trauma and he's a member of Payback.
Yeah,
they might have gotten a hold of the fact that he's in the wind. I don't know.
If he ends up working with the boys, I think what'll happen is his next port of call will be Edgar.
Yeah,
because we haven't seen Edgar since he left.
No,
and had that lovely slap down of Homelander as he walked out.
Yes.
So I think he might go to Edgar, and Edgar might be like, right, this is the plan. You and these guys are going to go and take on Soldier Boy and Homelander.
No.
Because...
I don't think Edgar's going to send him to Butcher.
But what I'm actually more interested in is what Homelander finds out at the end of the episode.
Uh-huh.
His best friend and his new daddy want to kill each other. He's in the middle there. I wonder, you know what I mean? Is he as
I don't
fond
think
of
he's
Black
even
Noir?
processed that yet.
No, because it's probably a good time to
It's not
move
even,
on to it.
It's not even that they want to kill each other. It's that one has run away from the other.
Well, yeah, but now, given at the end of the episode, Black Noir is ready to face his problems, I think.
Yeah, but last Homelander saw that it was, you know, the one that he thought that he was guaranteed to have his back ran the fuck away.
True. Because, yeah, Homelander is kind of left on his own...
This episode. Yeah, he's left to his own devices. It does not work well.
No, because as we can see, VNN has gone VNon.
Oh.
They've gone the full fucking Q-Anon. And they're talking about Hollywood pedo rings and...
the Shining Light Liberation Army
that Starlight is linked to.
Yeah, her links to this woman. I just Colby Maniffy in that whole scene where it's like, is she trying to change the narrative?
No,
but the back and forth
is great. My
them.
favourite bit was when Cameron Coleman was like, you know, it makes me wonder, could this be considered treason? And Ashley's just like, me too. I also wonder that.
Me too, Carl. It is. It's so scripted and so hilarious. But forced banter.
But it's a lot more...
It's a little bit like the ticker being ahead of what was said.
But it's a lot more extreme than... Like, because even in... Was it the last episode or the episode before? No, I think it was the last episode where we saw that one try and give Victoria Newman the hard questions about what happened in Midtown. And Homelander had his freak out.
Shut down, yeah.
And now all of a sudden it's everything. So that Homelander wants to be said is being said on VNN now.
Yeah. It was interesting the way she was saying about... that the icing on the cake of Starlight's lies is Soldier Boy. He died in 1984. So if you don't think, you know, do your research.
Yes.
Which is the final grasping point of any desperate person.
Yeah. It is. And we saw fucking Blue Hawk go for it a couple of times.
Do your research. Ugh.
And Todd offered to do MM's research for him and send him some articles.
No, fuck off. If they come from Facebook, you can piss right off.
Yeah, but speaking of social media, the social media blackout that we heard about that was affecting Maeve because she's in rehab. It ain't no rehab. She's in a fucking massive room with a huge cell door.
Yeah, well, we knew he was keeping her somewhere. She's presumably down in one of the sub-levels of the tower. He wouldn't have had her transported off-site.
No, I was a little bit curious. I was like, is that... Because of the line where he says he knows what it... He says something to the effect that he knows what it's like.
I would lie and tell you that you get used to it. Or I'd tell you get used to it, but I'd lie.
Yeah.
No, that's not his room.
I was wondering, is it his room?
No, that's not his room, because Vogelbaum, he had an observation window in his room.
Well, there was an observation window in that door as well.
No, he had like a separate observation window in his room as well.
It's not that big of a deal. I think it's more... What's more important is... Because he mentions it once or twice when he's talking about the kids as well. I don't
think a 40-year-old cell would still hold up.
Well, no, I think it's just to call back to his childhood because he mentions it when he's talking about him and Maeve having kids, that he'd never let any child of his get brought up in a cell like this.
Well, before he even says anything about that, the first thing he says is that any child that they had together would be more powerful than Ryan.
Yeah.
That's the first time we've heard him mention Ryan in a long time.
In a long time, yeah. Probably since episode 1 when he goes to Butcher and is like, where's my son? And what he really wants to do is say, let's have a war. Yeah.
That's the first time that's the first time he's mentioned Ryan in a long, long time. But the way he's talking about it with Maeve is weird.
Oh, it's very weird.
It's weird, and then the icing on the weird cake is, I'm just going to harvest your eggs, which literally made a part of me shrivel up and die.
Oh yeah, it's like, because he says, I'd never...
keeping you alive.
We're not savages. I'd never violate you like that. Talking about rape. So I won't rape you, but I'll happily...
I'm sorry, the way she was like, I will shatter anything. Anything you try and put up there. And she could. Bitch does Kegels day in, day out. She can lift weights.
But his response of, I'd never do anything so crass as rape you. All I'm going to do is keep you in this room forever, harvest your eggs, so that if you ever do commit suicide, you'll know I've still gotten what I wanted anyway.
Well, no, the second he gets her eggs,
the
second he gets her eggs, he's going to kill her. That was the implication I took out of it, is I'm only keeping you alive until we complete this procedure.
Nah, I don't know.
No, that was very much the implication. He was like, I'm not letting you live, I'm keeping you alive.
Hopefully they don't kill her off anyway.
No, but the implication I took from it was that was the inherent threat is, I'm going to harvest your eggs and then you're that's it. You're done.
It could well be his plan. It could well be. I didn't quite get that from it, but it would track as well. But as I said, I really, really hope that we don't get that.
No. I'm fully hoping that powered up Kimiko and Annie will find her.
Yeah.
And girls are going to get it done again.
And Annie makes reference to that later on when they meet up in the elevator.
She's going to find Maeve.
He veers around wildly in this episode because he tries to be quite confident with Maeve there, and even in the face of Maeve finding out that he took a beating.
That was so funny when he goes in to talk to Maeve originally, and she's looking at him, and then she's like,
"Is that concealer?
Yeah.
Is that a bruise?
Is that concealer?" It's like, ooh, juicy gossip.
Even though she knows and she has that bit about, okay, the last line about it being a top 3 day for her probably does sting him a little bit, but the rest of it, he's still fairly in control. Yeah. But then when the next time we see him, it's him watching the Starlight videos again, and he's all freaking out. And then we see him at the rally going on a mad one. Doing
anything. He's just standing there listening. At least
there's a lot going on inside, I think. Yeah. And then that all falls out of him as verbal diarrhea at Bobby Singer's rally for president.
Yeah, and I just like the fact that Bobby Singer is like, what's the fuck are you doing? And Ashley's just like, I don't know. You want to tell him he can't have a rant?
Yeah.
And Todd's there going, yes, give it to me, soaking it all in. And like pointing at when he points to the media and everybody starts booing at it. And it was very kind of White House press office.
Oh yeah, the Trump stuff is really getting ramped up to a massive degree this season.
This was all like the lunacy that we saw. And that was basically his Rudy Giuliani in the parking lot of the garden,
after the election
of the garden centre with the dye running down his face.
Yeah, everybody thought it was the Four Seasons Hotel. No, it's a landscaping company.
Yeah, it was Four Seasons Landscaping. But it did smack a bit of that. It was that kind of deranged ranting.
But even the crowd don't seem to be wholly with it. There are sections
except for Newman, who was like, "The fuck is going on?"
Yeah, and Newman spots it straight away when he nearly really loses it.
Yeah, because he thinks he sees Soldier Boy walking through the crowd towards him. It's just some poor bastard who happens to look like Jared Padalecki and was dressed almost exactly the same as Sam is normally. And
I was just going to say he just looked like he shopped in an army surplus store.
But yeah, no, he had like the khaki jacket with the check shirt underneath with the kind of floppy hair.
Did he have a check shirt?
Yeah.
Okay. You know me and small details.
I know.
Especially when it comes to clothes.
I just thought it was really funny that it kind of looked like Jared Padalecki.
But yeah, he wraps up pretty quickly after he nearly lasers that guy who he thinks is Soldier Boy and runs off the stage to the petting zoo next door.
Because the last time he had a fantasy about lasering a massive crowd of people, he didn't actually show it in his face.
No, and it was with Vic as well.
And that
she was
with
there.
Vic as well, yeah. Only this time she's, a little bit further away from him and possibly safer until she goes to confront him. Well,
yeah, when he goes to see the cow.
Yeah. Well, the fact that when he walks off and he's in that petting zoo and he is actually having a panic attack.
Oh, yeah.
He's breaking down. He is having a panic attack, and
the
cow.
The thing with the cow scene, like it was hilarious. Especially when he got caught by Vic. That was the best bit of it.
Stop making excuses. Just be like, I was thirsty. I wanted some milk. I like milk.
She was in pain, like deep last week.
In pain.
The octopus was sick. The cow was in
sick.
Yeah, this octopus is sick, and this cow was in pain.
I'm taking its temperature.
Well, he didn't say that, but this.
But that was...
Yeah. So we got this octopus is sick, and this cow is in pain, but. Yeah, I was watching it and I knew it was coming.
When she's like, oh, just skip breakfast, just be like, yeah, I was thirsty, fuck yeah.
Not that.
I'll laser her ass.
The actual cow bit itself, we knew it was coming. Yeah. And I was expecting more or less what we got of him being weird with the cow. But it's been ages since we've had anything to do with the milk.
And this was a lot more toned down than the previous tonguing of the bottle.
That was the tonguing of the bottle and
the breast milk
and drinking the milk with Doppelganger. Yeah, that was the last time we had. I think, and then he goes milk when he's having breakfast with Becca and Ryan. But that's the early half of season 2.
Yeah,
and there's been nothing since.
Yeah, he's had no milk fascination since then.
At least a season since we've had anything to do with milk, and I just thought it was. I can't even do it. I have in my notes. I have written down moo little, moo late, but I can't deliver it with a straight face.
No, and you even tried to do.
I tried to do it there, but I just couldn't. But it was. I kind of felt like it was too little, too late to go back to a milk gag.
Yeah, like honestly, I was expecting that either Herogasm or very early on. I was
It would have fit a
honestly,
Herogasm.
do you know when I was expecting that whole cow scene to happen was after Starlight was announced as the co-captain of the Seven, of him to go off and have a freak out and then end up suckling a cow.
Yeah, or
as
even
some sort of like
no. After his rant at his birthday, before he finds out that all his numbers have gone back up,
yeah.
there maybe had been,
But at some sort of like
earlier,
massive blow to his ego, because that seems to be when he's feeling low. That's when the milk thing comes in.
Yeah, because that was when he ran to Doppelganger and he had his milk. And yeah, I think if they were going to bring it in, it would have been better earlier because A, it wouldn't have been as long since we'd had a milk gang. And yeah, I think it would have fit better there where he is.
Like if you were going to, yeah, or it could have been, or tied it into Stormfront and the weird crunchy hand job in some way.
Yeah, Stormfront has died. He had his freak out. He has nobody else to go to, so he tried to go and get his release off the cow. I didn't think we'd talk about this for so long.
No, I just felt like the cow scene was a little bit out of place because it's not been something that's been touched on in a very long time.
And I think the fact that as I watched it, I thought it. As we were watching him milk the cow, I was like, Jesus, it's been ages since you've done it. And it took me out of it.
Yeah.
And it's rare for this show to do that.
Yeah, and then when Newman catches him in the act and he's trying to cover it up,
that was great.
Hilarious.
That was straight back into hilarity then.
But
I enjoyed it all.
You didn't even have to have him milking the cow. You could have been like, just had like a bottle of fresh milk sitting there next to the cow and had him be gross and weird with the bottle and do like the whole licking the rim thing and stuff.
Yeah.
That whole thing he likes to do with it where he's like,
And I mean, if the point of it was to have him in an awkward situation when Vic sees him, they could have done it another way. He could have had his freak out on stage and come backstage from doing something else.
Like just like in the corner freaking out and had to be like, yes, I'm fine.
Yeah. Because she comes in and she's like, nobody else is going to tell you, so I'm going to tell you, get your shit together.
Yeah, sort your shit out.
And he listens to it for a bit.
You are flailing, and then, you can't flail.
Yeah, she takes it a bit too far and he gets a bit offended and threatens her.
Well, yeah, he chokes her.
Yeah. And she says, look, you need somebody you can trust, and to prove that you can trust me, I'm proposing a transactional basis. If you do something for me and I do something for you, and here I've done something for you, basically, and gives him a piece of paper. He looks at it and lets go of her, and we don't know what it is until...
It's an address.
Do you see the address then, or is it not until later?
Oh, you see the address later when it's written out. I actually Googled
when
it.
He's on
it's
the
a real
phone.
address.
Yeah. But yeah, it's... It's enough for Vic to...
It's wherever it is, it's an address in Minnesota.
Yeah, that's...
I'm going to assume it's Ryan. It's Ryan's location.
Very possibly.
It's
the first because it's the first time he mentioned, and it's the first time he's mentioned Ryan in a long time. So,
but it's something that Vic could get her hands on as well. Even though Mallory's moving them, it's like, you know.
I'm curious as well. Is this Vic's plan B?
Is Vic going to get Ryan?
Homelander. Was plan A for her Starlight?
Yeah.
Did she want to get Starlight on side? She couldn't. Like, she'd much prefer Starlight as an ally and take Homelander out.
Well, she approached Starlight first.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So this is now her plan B. I couldn't get Starlight, but I need to try and get some sort of a rein on this guy if I can't get him taken out.
Well, she took out her stepdad for him.
For him and for her, I think.
She needs to get a little something back off that, you know.
Oh yeah, and that's kind of what she says. She's like, you can't trust me? Look at what I did already.
I got Edgar out of the way for you. Yes, you got me Compound V for my daughter.
Yeah, which one was more important to the, you know?
You know, like that did happen. There was a transaction there.
Mm.
But at the same time, Homelander could have easily been like, you get rid of Edgar, and then Homelander could have been like, oh, well, you set Edgar up, and then he could have quite easily just
got rid of her.
Been like, she's a soup too.
He still thinks he can use her. He still thinks she's on his side.
Well, he thinks everybody's on his side for some reason. He's completely delusional.
He thinks everybody's on his side except for Annie, because when he sees her in the...
Oh, did you? Hello.
Yeah,
did you not think I didn't know you were here?
But tries to force her back into at least publicly being on his side.
Yeah, we were going to march her.
Going to VNN and...
You're going to recant all your statements and this, that and the other. And she's like, oh, well, you know, we broke up. It's time I got rid of my shit. And she does say, make sure that she says very clearly, I remember when you killed
Supersonic.
The night you killed Supersonic. And he's like, do you know what I remember about that night? So he never refutes it.
Yeah.
And then there's the threat to Hughie there. and just the reverse Uno card of majesty, which is say hello to all my followers.
Yeah, because as I was watching the scene,
I was there going, did
she's
she
like,
actually live stream it? Yes, she did, because you hear him getting yelled at later by Ashley.
but when in the scene when she said, she's like, I'm not afraid of you. You're just a scared little child or whatever she says to him. And I realized the night that you killed Alex. As she was saying that, I was like, you still clearly are scared.
Yeah.
You still clearly are scared. And then when she pulls out the phone, I was like, okay.
Yeah, because he says the only thing that's keeping you alive is your fame.
Yeah. So,
and she's like, my 19 million followers.
One of the things though that we're seeing the VOT response of all this QAnon and all this bullshit that there's.
Look over there.
We're not seeing the other side. I kind of was expecting that in this episode we might have seen one or two, if not news reports, like just something from the ground level of people who are on any side.
Yeah, because we did see a lot of it in
season 1. We saw a lot more of it. Like who was what I want to know is who was it that shoved her dick in her face? Like the Vox popped about people, but it showed ground level support for Annie. Yeah. We've seen ground level support for VOT with Todd and one or two other things when they have their
Annie's
rallies.
Support every time it keeps showing up in her live stream.
Well, yeah, but it's I don't know.
And the fact that she's like able to walk around New York.
Well, it was more just. I think I was more interested to see what the mainstream media, the non-VOT media, were saying about what Annie had said. That just something small there would have been nice. Yeah. Ashley is obviously worried about it because she is on the phone to Homelander at the end of the episode going, what the fuck did you do with Annie?
I didn't know she was live streaming.
Yeah, you're the spin doctor. Spin it.
Come the fuck in or fuck the fuck off.
No, nobody can compare to Malcolm Tucker for spin.
Oh, for spin, yeah.
For spin and for cursing.
Yes.
But yeah, he gets Homelander.
You're like that one bean coffee machine from bean to cup. You fuck up.
But yeah, no, Homelander gets one last surprise for the episode.
Yes, we all get one last surprise for the episode, which is what MindStorm had been whispering.
Yep. And again, something I had seen online and we had talked about a little bit off air and thought, I don't know if they'll actually do it. But they might, because Soldier Boy has dropped lines once or twice about wanting kids.
Yeah, but there's been a lot of talk of babies in the last 2 episodes and like wanting Rugrats and...
Yeah.
I don't like it.
No. But yeah, we find out that Soldier Boy is Homelander's daddy.
Well, presumably it is because he was called in 1980 into VOD headquarters to beat his meat, as he so eloquently put it, into a cup.
I love how he can remember the specific name of the model, the issue and the magazine that he jerked it to.
Apparently it really stayed with him.
Yes, it did. And there are many things that Jensen Ackles did as Soldier Boy that will stay with me.
Yeah.
Because he's just so good. We haven't gone into it a lot yet, but he's so good.
I'm loving Soldier Boy, the whole delivery, the fact he's this weirdly charming asshole. Like, you don't want to like him, but you like him.
Well, I think that's it. He has to be charming for it to sell, because otherwise you'd be like, well, obviously, Hughie, you should hate this guy from the get-go. From
the start, when he's introduced in Mallory's backstory,
yeah,
and the way he approaches her, and it's like, oh, you're such a dick.
Yeah, you smarmy cunt.
Oh, but he's like, you'd love to hate him.
Oh yeah.
And then to his appreciation of the older lady,
just all of them in the now. The now stuff is great.
Stuff of him is hilarious. There was 1 or 2 moments because I was a little bit worried about, would this just be Dean Winchester, but like a slightly ruder version of Dean Winchester. And basically what we have gotten is Dean if he'd never gone and gotten Sam.
I almost don't want to compare it to Dean.
No, but that was the fear, was that because they are almost not similar characters, but it's
up until when he
spent 15 years playing a character. It's kind of hard, especially when you're going into another series.
When he's talking about the old ladies, it did remind me a little bit of like Dean talking about Unattached Drifter Christmas.
Yes, but
way creepier and way grosser.
And also when he was eating, they had the mouthful of burger. And he goes, you made those words up.
Yeah, those two. But
there's two. Yeah.
Generally, any other time, and especially in
when he tells Hughie to go gargle his balls and just walks off. That was.
There's some great lines, but at no point did I think, oh yeah, I'm watching Jensen Ackles, and I hadn't really thought up until kind of this episode. There's been no point that I compared the two while watching it.
No.
While I'm watching it, he is Soldier Boy. in the same way that any of the rest of them are the characters I'm watching on screen. He's not playing a version of Dean. He's not playing a version of Jensen Ackles. He is fucking Soldier Boy.
Yeah, it was
great.
very, very funny in this episode as well with the paranoia.
Oh, yeah.
The paranoia starting to creep in there.
Yeah.
Do you hear that?
I can't wait to see I want to see the two of them meet up now, because Homelander looks a little bit shook by the information.
Oh, yeah. Well, like, his dad just tried to kill him, basically.
Before he knew he was his dad, yes. But
and he's also like, you were my hero and I watched all your films and I looked up to you. And he's just been told that his idol, who's now also possibly going around mashing people, is his dad. And honestly, all Homelander's ever wanted was a mom and a dad.
But that's my point.
Like,
he doesn't, like, I would have thought to have seen a little bit of happiness in him over that news. There's none.
The last time he saw Soldier Boy was in the company of William Butcher and Hugh Campbell. Do you think he's going to believe anything that Soldier Boy tells him?
That's a very good point. He'll want to verify it himself.
And Vogelbaum is dead.
Yeah, so I'm sure he'll find some way to figure it out. We've only got one more episode to get all our answers, though.
Yeah, like he's going to have to go back into his own files.
Yeah. Because
Vogelbaum's head went kapooey after Homelander put him in a wheelchair.
I wonder will we get a lot of Homelander backstory. This season we've gotten MM, we've gotten Noir, we've gotten Billy.
We've gotten a touch of Frenchie.
We got some Mallory backstory. You know what I mean? We got loads of backstory this season. We got Stan Edgar backstory.
Yeah.
So I wonder, will we get a bit more Homelander backstory at the start of the next episode?
There was those deleted scenes from season 1 of him in the classroom.
Yeah, but
which broke my heart as well.
We've only ever gotten scenes. We've never gotten a story.
But I think that's all he has, really, because he grew up in a box.
Yeah. Yeah, but I have no idea where they're going to go from here.
No.
I'm sure we'll come up with a whole lot of ideas over the next week before the episode airs, and we might be right about one or two of them, and then I'll be like, I should have said that during the podcast. But as it stands, I have no fucking clue where they're going to go.
That is right.
But I can't wait. I cannot wait for the last episode. I hope it doesn't end on a giant-ass cliffhanger.
Because it's going to be 2 years again?
Yeah, but I mean, the way they've ended the previous 2 seasons haven't been... Well, Becca was a massive kind of cliffhanger, I suppose.
Yeah, but we'll also have the spin-off, which will build the universe.
Yeah, the spin-off I think is going to come...
Which I'm really looking forward to. It's got Patrick Schwarzenegger.
They're talking about end of 2022.
Yeah. They're filming at the moment.
They're already filming. The season 4 of The Boys isn't starting filming until August, so we probably are going to get that, I reckon, just before.
Yeah.
Depending on when that's ready, maybe they'll drop that, and about 5 or 6 months later drop season 4 of The Boys.
Well, I'm not going to speculate on timelines, but we will be getting more in-universe stuff going on.
Yeah.
Whether there is going to be some crossover into this one of kind of
there definitely is.
Greater world events. We might get little nugs in like news snippets and stuff like that going on in the background.
Kripke said there's going to be definitely some character crossover because it's a VOT run school, so there's definitely going to be some VOT people there. But
also for what's going on in the Boys universe, we might get some little nugs of things going on like in background reports and stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't mind if there's a bit of crossover back and forth where sometimes one character might show up in one and one might show up in the other. In the way you get in spin-offs, like Stargate did it, and loads of shows have done it. Once they don't go too heavily into it and do the full Arrowverse thing of a one-season crossover event every single time, would probably be a bit much.
Yeah.
Much further down the line.
I would just be happy literally with like news headlines being shown every now and again.
Yeah, Easter eggy stuff.
That's all I'm
really, Easter eggy stuff, not
really
massively
hoping
tied
for,
together.
and maybe really, really young teenage kicks.
Yeah, I think that
I would be quite happy to see teenage kicks.
I think there'll be hero houses, and that's where we'll be. There'll be like
it's going to be the
frat house and a teenage kicks house and so on. But that's getting way ahead of ourselves because we still have to get to the last episode, which will come next week. Cannot wait. We will probably do our usual season wrap as well.
Oh, we're going to be doing a season wrap.
Yeah, we're definitely going to be doing a season wrap. But if anybody would like to get involved in our season wrap and send us in some of your own thoughts about season 3, what you enjoyed, what you didn't enjoy, anything you thought we were massively wrong about, get involved, send us an email, send us a tweet.
Ways you'd like to see Little Nina die.
Oh, yeah. If you're with us on Little Nina, let us know how you'd like to see Little Nina die. And... yeah, just anything you thought about the season. If you'd like to get involved, shoot us a message. And
I'd be really interested to hear if anybody else thought that the season was overhyped in social media.
Definitely Herogasm.
Yeah.
And online I did see a bit of a reaction to Herogasm that other people thought it was overhyped. But yeah, no, just if you want to get involved and let us know what you thought of season 3, guys, just shoot us a line. And in the meantime, we will be back next Monday with the last episode of season 3 of The Boys. And you can catch us on all of your podcast providers if you want to head back and check out our previous episodes. Or you can come and chat with us on Twitter at RantsMono, on Instagram at monorants_the_boys. Or you can send your own rants to monorantspodcast@gmail.com. See you all next week, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.
We are Science Fiction Remnant.
This is the Funny Science Fiction Podcast.
We are the Caribbean Science Fiction Network.
We are Monorants.
We are One Chord Level 2 Podcast.
This is Sci-Fi.